Actress Stephanie St. James is currently playing the role of Squeak in the touring production of The Color Purple, having been out of the country during the original Broadway auditions.
Definitely disappointed to hear that the Broadway production was closing, but at the same time it's nice to know that the rest of America will get to have an opportunity to still see the show. So the fact that the tour is still going on is a really positive thing.
St. James accounts for the popularity of The Color Purple due to its universal message and appeal.
I think the really wonderful thing about The Color Purple is, here's a story about this African American community and all the things that all the different characters in this story go through, especially Celie, who's the main character in the story. This woman from a very young girl goes, through molestation and rape and having children that are taken away from her, and then she's given away to this man who abuses her, and she goes through so much adversity, and in the end she discovers the love for herself, and she triumphs in the end, and even her abuser has a chance to redeem herself. And there's all these things that all these different characters in this community go through, and what's so beautiful about it is it's just not an African American story. It's a story that all people can relate to, and it's something that happens in the daily lives of everyone across the world. And so people can come in and they can see things that happen in their own lives that they can relate to, and they're given some hope, and they're given a reminder of how important it is to have faith and how you do have an opportunity to become empowered in your life, and you can triumph, and there is redemption.
But performing wasn't always easy for St. James, as she found herself suffering from endometriosis, a serious yet often undiagnosed condition. She is now speaking out about the illness in honor of Endometriosis Awareness Month in March.
Endometriosis is a disease that's actually more prevalent in women worldwide than breast cancer. It's a disease that creates an incredible amount of pain in a woman's menstrual cycle. It's when the endometrium cells that line the uterus begin to grow outside of the uterus on other organs in the body. It's kind of like a cancer. They call it the benign cancer. And it afflicts so many women, and so many women do not have a name to their symptoms that they suffer from. They go undiagnosed almost their whole lives. I went undiagnosed for almost a decade, suffering with the symptoms of the disease, and so I'm trying to get this out there. I'm trying to talk about it as much as possible. I'm learning new things every day. I'm learning that Marilyn Monroe actually suffered from this disease, Susan Sarandon, Daisy Fuentes. It said that Queen Victoria had it. So it's a common disease, but it's not something that's really talked about. Women do often go undiagnosed because they don't have a name to their symptoms. They're suffering and they're going to doctors and they're saying, something doesn't feel right. I'm in an incredible amount of pain with my menstrual cycle. Most doctors just say, oh, it's just bad cramps, take a Tylenol, you'll be fine. But it's a lot more serious than that. And what often happens to women is that by the time they are finally diagnosed, they're in a stage 4 level or a stage 5 level of the disease, which is what happened to me, where your organs begin to attach themselves to each other. And then next thing you know, you're having abdominal surgery and they're removing parts of your organs. They're removing your appendix, it can grow on your lungs. So it's a very serious disease, and it's something that women want to be able to nip in the bud when they first begin to feel the symptoms. It's the general tendency with women for people to say, oh, you're just being a little dramatic, you just got back cramps, just you'll be fine, you'll be okay. But I think once people realize the seriousness of it, yes, absolutely, they were very, very supportive of me. I have a close family unit, and my friends and all my coworkers have been very supportive, so it's nice to have that. Why I talk about it publicly is because no one else is. And I think it's important. I think had I had the opportunity to see someone in the public eye talking about this disease 9 years ago, it would have saved me 9 years of suffering. It would have saved me probably the dramatic medical procedure, the surgery that I had. It probably wouldn't have been such a major surgery. Things would have been a lot different for me. So it's become my mission to go out there and help young women and women like myself, and to talk about it, and hopefully that they can stop themselves from having to go this far into the disease. There is no cure for endometriosis. There is only treatment. Most treatments are with hormones, or if you're given a laparoscopic procedure, they can excise the disease. It does come back in 85% of cases. But yeah, there is no cure.
In the meantime, St. James can be seen on the road with the color purple, and later this summer, she's planning on returning to Los Angeles to perform at Sterling's Upstairs at Vitello's in Studio City. In Los Angeles, I'm James Sims for BroadwayWorld.com.